La 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 tita.
Now that you know how to create shapes, it's time to learn how to start working with the shapes and getting them to move and manipulate in the way that you want them to. So to demonstrate, I'm going to choose the rectangle tool and I'm going to draw a small rectangle square looking shape, and I'm going to select the face and use the push pull to give it some three-dimensional qualities. Something kind of like that. Now with the black arrow selected, that's your main selection tool. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to select an object. So if I click once on the face of the object on this side, you'll notice that there are a lot of little circles that show up. That tells me that the face is selected. If I click once on a line, you'll notice that it highlights in blue. That tells me an edge line is selected. Double clicking on the face will allow me to select the face and all edge lines associated with that face. Triple clicking will allow me to select the entire object, all faces, all edge lines. So again, one click selects one face or one edge line. Two clicks selects an entire face and all associated edge lines. Triple clicking allows me to get the entire object. The first real command I'm going to show you is called the move command. And as it suggests, it tells me that I want to move this object from this place over here somewhere. The move command is located next to the push-pull in the toolbar. You can also type the letter M. I'm going to go ahead and click on the move button. And on the bottom left-hand side of my screen, SketchUp is asking me to pick 2 points to move. So the first point is to select the base point, the point at which I'm going to move this object. Now I can either select a point on the object, and you'll notice various places that I can kind of snap to. I'm going to choose this bottom left corner where the green circle shows up. If I click where that is, it snaps me to that point. And as soon as I click, you notice that the box goes with me. There are two ways to move this object. I can randomly select a place. I can look for the green axis or the red axis to kind of move along, or the blue axis right up there. Remember that if you can't find an axis, use the up arrow, the right arrow, or the green arrow to help you find the correct axis. To get out of that mode, just select on the axis, select the arrow that the axis is associated with, and you'll kind of go out of that mode. So I can randomly click and place the object, or I can actually type a direction in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. So right now it says the distance is 9 feet. Well, let's type 15 feet and see what it does. So it placed the object from the original place that I clicked over to the right hand side parallel with the x-axis 15 feet. So to demonstrate that again, you always have to make sure that the object is selected in its entirety. If you don't, you move strange parts of the object. Click the move command, choose a base point. Now I don't even have to choose a point on the rectangle. I can choose away from it and it still stays connected to my cursor in the same proportion. And maybe I want to move it up this time. And there I just chose a random place, and you can see that I moved the object up. I'm going to put this object back in the original position that I had, and to do that I'm just going to hit Control Z until it goes back. Oh, I went a little too far. Control Y will let me redo a command. So that's a really easy way. Control Z is undo, Control Y is redo. You can also find the undo buttons located in the edit of the menu, and here's undo and redo right there. It also says that Alt and backspace works as well, but I'm a Control Z girl. Always and forever. Alright, so the next command I'm going to show you is associated with the move command, and that's the copy command. The copy command, I'm going to select the object. I'm going to actually select the move command, And before I hit the base point, I'm going to hold down Control while I select the base point, and you'll see that you can pull a copy of that object straight out. So to demonstrate that again, the object is selected, the Move command is activated, Control and hold it until you get your copy pulled out. And that, in a nutshell, is the copy command. It's pretty easy. Now let's say that I want to create more of these boxes, and I want to create them at a specific distance from each other, and I want to create them all at the same time. That is called the multiply command. Just like the copy command, there are no buttons for these two commands. They're more of a keyboard command that's hidden within another command. So the multiply is just like doing a copy. I have my object selected, I have the Move command activated, Control. This time let's say that I want to place this about 6 feet away from the original. So I can place it, and then down here I can just type 6 feet, and it will move that copy 6 feet from the original point. Now before I do anything, I'm going to type X for multiply and a number, so let's say 5, and then hit enter. And what you'll see happen, I gotta zoom out a little bit, is it created 1, 2, 3, 4 copies. Now wait a minute, I told it 5, right? Well, it includes the original copy that you made. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And each one of them is set 6 feet apart from the base point to base point. So that's a really simple and easy way to go about doing this. Let's demonstrate that one more time, shall we? Let's see here, I'll get my pan command, kind of move around a little, orbit. There we go. Select my object, Move command. First I have to make a copy. This time let's do it 20 feet apart. So from here to here is 20 feet. Before I do anything else, I'm going to type X for multiply and 3 for how many copies I want to make. Type that, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, including the original copy I just made. That is the multiply command. I have a lot of copies at the moment, so I'm going to use the selection tool. I'm going to click and drag out a window to grab all of these copies, and I'm going to hit delete. And then you have to kind of come back in and make sure you got all the parts, because the parts tend to want to be individual. So highlight, delete. Alright, so I'm back to the original shape that I was working with. Another command associated with this move copy scenario is called the divide command, and it's similar to multiply. Let's say that I want to select this object, move and copy, so control. I'm going to drag this out. I'm going to do 100 feet. Whoa, that really went out there. So there it is. Let's say that I want to create an even amount of copies in between these two copies. So with the copy made and still highlighted, I choose the division bar, which is located with the question mark or over in your numeric portion of the keyboard. So a slash or divide, and then how many copies I want to make, including the copy I just made. So let's do 10 and enter, and you'll see that it created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 copies, all evenly spaced. It did the math for you, which is really super nice. There would be nothing worse than to try and figure out all the math to place these objects evenly. Shall we demonstrate that one more time? I'm going to delete all of these. Maybe we'll keep it smaller this time. Select my object, move, control for copy. This time I'm going to go out 50 feet. And let's say that I want 7 copies total. With the copy highlighted, divide and 7, enter, and now it placed 7 copies. That's all there is to the move, the copy, the multiply, and divide commands.